Hello, second violins. This is your discussion video for English folk song. I've only got a few notes here for this one. I've written out not actual scripts, but just notes for what I want to talk about for each video because I have to make 15 discussion videos today, so I'm trying to streamline the process as much as possible. That being said, let's jump right in. Bow distribution and counting are so crucial in this piece. It's slow, so you're gonna have the tendency, I know you guys already kind of hate it because it's slow and boring, but your parents are actually gonna love it as long as you give it the chance to be pretty. If you sabotage it on purpose, they're gonna be sad, and I'm gonna be sad, and Mr. Hughes is gonna be sad. So make us shed a tear for how beautifully you play. Not, man, that was sad because my child just wrecked it on purpose and looked so angry and bored the whole time. So part of not wrecking this is actually distributing your bow properly. Your first note is 6 beats long, so make sure you play a note that is 6 beats long, preferably the note B. If it helps you, if you're a visual person or a mathematical minded person, you can actually divide your bow into like 6 quarter note beats. I'm not counting right now because I can't count and talk at the same time. But you can divide your bow and you can literally like watch it go along as you count 6 beats, and then you won't mess up. If you're like, oh, I've got a long note, but here we go, boom, and then you just pull your bow, and then all of a sudden you're way out here and you've still got like 3 or 4 beats to go, what do? Are you just gonna like sit out here and pretend, start going the wrong direction, and then you're gonna end up backwards forever? So bow distribution is something that I'm really passionate about. I have encountered professional players that still suck at bow distribution. So hopefully if we teach proper distribution techniques early enough, you won't grow up to be one of those phenomenal professional players that just cannot manage their bow to save their lives. Another little thing, moving on. Measure 5 through measure 21. Violin 1, Violin 2, and viola are all playing the same notes and rhythms, the exact same notes and rhythms. So make sure that you are counting hard and that you are playing all of the right notes, because all of you should be playing the same exact stuff here. That being said, let's see here. Wow, 4th finger rule is way at the bottom of my list here, but I'm going to go ahead and talk about it now. This piece, I think, put the number 4 over every single note that could possibly be played with your 4th finger, whether or not it's actually the best fingering option. So I'm going to give you guys a pass, and you don't have to use your 4th finger for every single note that says 4. I'm going to give you a rule that if the note lasts longer than 2 quarter note beats, that's if it's 2 quarter notes or 3 quarter notes or a dotted half note or a whole note, anything longer than 2 beats gets your 4th finger. If it's just a derpy little 8th note, don't worry about it. If it makes sense and you can do it confidently and you can do it well, go for it. Go ahead and start using your 4th finger. But a lot of these just kind of make it clumsy, sort of. So don't stress out too much about using your 4th finger. If it's really giving you problems, just don't worry about it. So there's a lot of that going on in the beginning. Everybody's got 4th finger in the same spots. Like, don't worry about it. Just make sure that your notes are right. In measure 21, you guys split off. Violin 2 and viola split off from the melody. First violins keep going. You guys have this really cool kind of harmony accompaniment thing that violin 2 and viola are doing together. So see how those fit together. Go play with the viola part. See what you guys are doing there. Play with the violin 1 part. See how you support their melody through what you are doing at measure 21. This is also to say, be really confident at measure 21, because you're not always exactly with the violas anymore. It starts out that way in measure 21, but measure 22 you're not, measure 23 you're not, measure 24 you're not. So you have your own independent line, independent from everybody else in the orchestra, starting at measure 21. So be really confident there and play it out. I can't read my own handwriting, so I'm going to hope that I actually just said everything that I meant to say. Moving on to measure 37, how to play piano. I'm touching on this in all of the other videos as well, but I don't know what order you will be watching them in. So in case you haven't watched either of the videos, either of the other discussion videos yet, here is how to play piano on my kind of sort of grossly out of tune violin. First tip to play softer is move your bow away from the bridge. It's going to be closer to the fingerboard, not over top of it. That's bad news, but just closer to the fingerboard. Also, tilt your bow stick away from your face, not towards it. This is bad, no. But bow stick away from your face so that less hair is coming in contact with the string. If less hair is contacting the string, there's like less potential for sound production. It just kind of makes sense, right? Also, use a small amount of bow, a small amount of slow bow. Because if you use fast bow and like no pressure, then you get this weird noise and it's whispery, and that's not what we're looking for piano. So see what your bow can do just gravity wise, just by itself. I'm not adding any pressure or taking any pressure away. This is just the sound that my bow makes if I let gravity take control. So when you let gravity take control of your bow, just, you know, get a little bit of control back by having a proper bow hold. Sorry, I'm not in proper playing position right now. Everything sounds gross, but we want measure 37 to be a really quick change into this tender, quiet, pretty moment. And soft dynamics are something that's really difficult for young orchestras to actually achieve. So I'd really like to get you guys playing some really beautiful soft dynamics by the time I'm done with you. Let's see here. The last thing that I have written is C sharps in measure 64 and 65. Cool. That's literally the same note twice in a row, 64 into 65. I've never heard you play English folk song. You guys like refused to play it when I led the class, and I think we played the first 8 or 10 bars once at the end of class when I was there someday. So I've never heard you play to the end of it, so I don't know if you are getting these C sharps right, but I just wanted to bring your attention to it. That these low C sharps are, I like to play them with a high third finger. High third finger is close to the fourth finger tape. It's closer to your fourth finger tape than it is to the third finger tape. I like to think of all of my high and low fingers as the finger that they are closest to, not being slightly above, you know, their normal, their regular position. If this is C natural, C sharp is up by my fourth finger. But I like to play it with a high third finger rather than a low fourth finger, because if the note C is played with my third finger, I want to play all versions of C with my third finger. Same thing over here. This is C natural. This is C sharp. I don't play them with two different fingers. C is C. B flat, B natural, not B flat and B natural. It's weird. So if you ever have a high third finger situation, D sharp, G sharp, A sharp, C sharp, make sure that you're getting yourself into the habit of playing it with your third finger. That's the best option right now. Later on, as you get more advanced, everything changes, and fingerings are not the way that we originally taught. So you start doing all sorts of crazy things. But for now, high third finger, please. That's really all you guys have. There's like, this is a really, I'm sorry, this is kind of a boring second violin part. I can understand if you guys really hate it, but please don't sabotage it, because you contribute to the beauty, the overall beauty of this piece by playing your sadly really boring part. Take it up with the composer. Take it up with your director who chose to program this piece. But don't actually like be vindictive and play it ugly on purpose. Please play it pretty. So, that being said, I'm going to play it pretty for you guys in these videos. I'm only doing a single speed of this video, of the play along for English folk song, because it's already, the performance tempo is slow enough that you don't need a slower version. So here is your Violin 2 play along. Here's Violin 1 and Viola play along videos if you would like to go play with those. I really recommend it. It'll give you an idea of how pretty this piece can be if you can imagine like all of the parts together, because I don't have cello or bass videos for you to play along with, sorry. But if you play along with the two other high voices, maybe you'll have a newfound respect for this piece. Hopefully you won't hate it so much. Anyway, happy practicing, and I will see you in the next video.